We're back with Matt's Top 3, and today we're getting our hands dirty.
We finally have an engine stand, which I'm lucky enough to have actually gotten for free. A coworker of mine had said that his dad had one just lying around and they were getting ready to move, so I just picked this up. But now that we had a stand, I figured why not put the engine on it? And I tried starting this process for a bit, but after looking at the engine block, I was wondering if I could make it look any better. So I lightly went around with my Harbor Freight detailing brush and I had it looking okay. But then I started to wonder if I could use this process on the crankshaft. So I went pretty lightly, and lo and behold, this actually worked. Now, I'll be pretty honest, I wasn't really sure when I had got the Mustang if any parts of this engine would be salvageable, but after going through this bit, I feel a lot more confident. And even if this isn't necessarily the correct way of cleaning these parts of the engine, I was still managing to get it looking like how it was back when it was manufactured in the 70s. Anyway, after essentially grinding these brushes down to the bone, I had the engine looking like this. And I really don't know how much time I spent on this, but I'm extremely proud of how it turned out. So with the final touches of what I could do on this side, I decided to flip the engine so that I could get a better look at the other side because I wanted to try and get some rust off of this timing chain. Now, for whatever reason, I thought that this would make it way easier to potentially turn the engine over, which was just, not possible. But just because I can't get it to turn over now doesn't mean I won't be able to later. So with the engine cleaned, I headed to Ace Hardware to get the bolts so that we could mount this. And even though I watched a ton of YouTube videos on this, I still had to troubleshoot a lot just to be able to get this on. I had nowhere near enough clearance with the engine on the ground, so I picked it up as safely as I could and positioned it into one of the old tires so that I could get a better grip. I also discovered that an impact drill would make this process basically 100 times easier. I was just using a wrench the entire time. So with this monumental discovery and some help from the guy who owns the shop, I was actually able to get this mount on the engine. Which meant the only thing left to do was just get it on the stand, and then realize that the bolts were going to probably snap if we didn't put a washer on it. So with some final adjustments, we had this thing set, which meant now we just had to hope that we could get it freed up.
Follow this page as I attempt to complete one of my top 3.